Today, I'm doing my first ever race on Zwift. Until now, I've done 5 rides on Zwift, 2 of which were FTP tests, which didn't go too well. So naturally, I'm jumping into a race. So my setup today is my new Wahoo Kickr Core 2 with the Zwift cog, my bike, which is a Silverback Space 2, water bottle with water, another one with water, my towel, obviously, laptop with Zwift, and most importantly, and finally, a fan. Zwift has my racing score as 131 and my pace group as D. So I was wanting to be doing a D race today. However, there weren't any available at the time, so I had to join this race between 125 and 225. Okay, pretty excited and nervous. I have no idea what to expect here. I have no clue what's about to happen. I hope I can do well, come top 10 or just stick to the pack, I hope. But honestly, no matter what happens, I'll be excited. I get to push myself and ride, which is always, I'm stoked for. So it's also my first competitive race, not just my first Zwift race. So yeah, excited and nervous. So I'm just spinning my legs here to warm up a bit before I dive headfirst into the unknown. My heart rate is already at 130 and I haven't even started yet. Okay, so here we are about to start, and my only thoughts right now are to try and stick with the pack. And 3, 2, 1, and oh my gosh, these guys are fast. I've already been dropped in literally 2 seconds. At this moment, I realized this race is going to be a lot harder than I first anticipated. Pretty much everyone has already overtaken me instantly, but my goal of top 10 is still possible, as there are only 13 other riders here. With my FTP being around 181 watts, there's no way I can keep this pace for the whole race, so I kinda had to decide to not chase these guys. I say I decided, but it really wasn't up to me at all. They really just all left me behind. So already at the start, I'm all alone with no one to draft off of, so my main focus is to try and minimize the gaps and to keep a steady rhythm and just race my own race. At this point, I literally only have one person that I'm competing with, but it happens to be my favorite person to compete with, myself. So this race is 11.9 kilometers with 98 meters of elevation, and it's 6 laps long, so I'm really going to need to pace myself a bit here if I want to give this a good go. So we get to the climb on lap 1, and it isn't too bad of a climb, but it just isn't welcome when I've just been dropped by absolutely everyone and I need to save my energy for the rest of the race, but I decided to still give it a good try and do it in a decent time as I'm still fresh. Nearing the end of lap 1, my only focus is to keep my cadence consistent around 90 RPM. I'm not competing for this race right now, but I'm at least not last. I'm pretty sure the person behind me quit, as I have definitely not overtaken anyone, but the number 13 on the right still gives me some hope. Finishing the first lap, my target is LK39. There's 15 seconds in front of me. It's quite a gap, but it's possible to close down. I then also immediately notice I'm catching my target, which is LK39, really quickly, and then they quit. So I've jumped to 12. Now that I'm on lap 3, I have 2 people 40 seconds ahead of me that I'm watching, and then this is where my inexperience in Zwift comes into play. I see G Carsano is quite behind me, and I really like the gap I've built, so I'm really wanting to keep it. So I do the climb on lap 3 a little bit more conservatively, as I know I'll be needing a lot of energy at the end to keep these people behind me. So I'm still just trying to keep consistent around 90 RPM. Again, being inexperienced and now finishing lap 3, I noticed that G Carsano has caught me. Yeah, anyways, so not only was this rider about to overtake me, but I realized that they're actually the rider in first place and they're about to lap me too. And then it happened again. And again. And again. Nothing motivates you more before a climb than being lapped by other riders. At this point, my heart rate is high, I'm pretty tired, I'm sweating like crazy, so for this climb, I decided to just put my head down and keep pushing until I couldn't feel the resistance on my pedals anymore. I didn't even notice that I got lapped again by 2 other riders. So I also weigh 84 kgs, so that's why my watts per kgs are so low throughout this as well. Okay, I'm about to start the last lap. I'm pretty spent. I've got one last power up that I'm about to get, but more importantly, to make sure I really push this last lap, I have my own secret weapon. METALLICA. Considering my FTP is around 181 watts, my legs are tired, my heart rate is so high, I'm pretty stoked to have put down some decent power here on this last lap. With Kirk Hammett from Metallica going crazy on the guitar in my ears, I started the final climb and decided to give it a real max heart rate push. I've also been so locked in that I didn't even realize that I was now 10th. I know people have obviously quit because, again, I just definitely haven't overtaken anyone, but still, I'm 10th. That last hill really took a lot out of me, but I just had to try and keep my power high for this last lap as I'm still racing myself and I know I need to push myself. Now coming to the final corner, I saved my energy for the final 150 meters to try and give it my all. And there it is, 10th. Okay, somehow I got 11th when I was 10th. But I averaged 150 watts, which is really decent for me, and I also got my 5-second and 20-minute power record. My new Zwift racing score, 120. It went down. I don't even now have enough to qualify for the race I just did, so I guess it makes sense why I was dropped so badly. Apart from that, honestly, I don't have a single negative thing to say or think about it. I really enjoyed it. It was quite fun. I got to push myself and I really learned a lot. I'm also going to try a D rank race next, and hopefully I won't be lapped by everyone. If you want to see what I'm up to on a daily to weekly basis, you can check out my Instagram here. I don't have many posts for now, but I am going to try be more active there going forward. To anyone that's already seen my previous video on my FTP testing, that's my first video to hit 1,000 views and it's now on 5,000. So that's a massive milestone for me. So thank you to everyone that watched, liked, subscribed or commented. I really appreciate your support. So going forward now, I will try to post a video either every week, and if I'm not able to make a video during that week or get it out during that week, I will post the following week. So I'm also not just going to be doing indoor videos. I do want to get back on the road and make some more cinematic videos cycling on the road. If you're keen for that and want to follow along on my journey, then cool. I'll see you soon.